Billion-dollar companies spent years engineering the exact feeling you get when you unlock your phone. Teams of people, psychologists, data scientists, all sitting in rooms figuring out how to make you come back, how to make you stay longer, how to make leaving feel uncomfortable. The truth is, you're playing a rigged game, but here's the thing, it's still your problem to deal with. I want to be really honest about something before we get into this. I think social media has ruined people, and I don't say that lightly, I really do. There was a version of life not that long ago where if you wanted to hang out with someone, you actually had to go find them. You couldn't text, you couldn't FaceTime, you showed up or you didn't. And because of that, actually being with someone meant something. It was the only way it happened. Now you can be in contact with everyone you know at every second of every day and somehow feel more alone than ever. That's exactly what happens when connection gets so easy it stops feeling like anything. So let's actually talk about what happens when you pick up your phone. Now, I'm sure some of you have heard about dopamine and all of that, but just in case you haven't, I'm going to do a quick rundown. Your brain has a reward system and it runs on dopamine. Every time something good happens or even might happen, your brain releases a little bit of it, and it's a feel-good chemical, and so you just get a little happy. The problem is your phone is specifically built to trigger that dopamine system constantly. You get a notification, small hit. You open Instagram and scroll, hit after hit after hit. Someone liked your post, hit. Someone texts you back, hit. You see something funny, hit. You open Snapchat just to even check it, hit. And your brain, which operates on ancient chemistry from when you were a hunter-gatherer, starts to learn that the phone is where the reward is. So every time you're bored, every time you feel uncomfortable, every time there's a quiet moment, every time you're on the toilet, it points you straight back to the phone. This is just basic conditioning. This is called training. You've trained yourself without even realizing it. And the app did everything it could to help that training along. Here's the part that I think people don't want to hear though. Knowing that doesn't fix it. Understanding why you do something and actually stopping are two completely different things. And I know that because I've had to learn that lesson in a pretty personal way this year. When something becomes a habit, a real one, the kind that's woven into your day, knowing why it's bad doesn't make you put it down. What actually changes behavior is changing the environment around the behavior. And I'll get to that. But first, I want to talk about what it's actually costing you, because I think a lot of people have not sat and thought about that. Think about how many times a day you pick up your phone without deciding to. You didn't open it to call someone, check directions, or actually do anything. You picked it up, and you don't even know why. You open an app you don't care about, and now you spent 20 minutes on Snapchat Spotlight of all things. That adds up fast. Studies keep putting the average screen time somewhere between 4 and 7 hours a day, which 4 to 7 hours a day is a part-time job. Going to the gym, that's reading 15 books a year. That's completely different version of your life happening in the background while you scroll. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just saying when people tell me they don't have time to work on something, or they don't have time to build something, or they can't figure out why they feel stuck, the phone is almost always part of that answer. Okay, so what do I actually do, Cameron? Well, I'm gonna avoid telling you the lazy advice of delete everything and go live in the woods. But you can't just remove something from your life that's everywhere and expect it to stick. You have to replace it with something or give yourself a real reason. The first thing, and this one is free and takes 2 minutes, turn your phone on grayscale. I know it sounds too simple, but color is part of what makes scrolling feel so good. Instagram is built to be visually stimulating. TikTok is built to be visually stimulating. Anything is supposed to be visually stimulating. When you strip the color out, your brain gets less of the hit, and the whole thing becomes a little less magnetic. You'll notice it almost immediately. Go to your settings right now. Accessibility, display, color filters, grayscale. Boom. Done. The second thing is about your mornings, and this one I feel actually strong about. I put one of my friends onto this method. Most people wake up and their phone is the first thing they touch entirely out of habit because it's right there. And what that does is it starts your day in reaction mode. You're immediately looking at what other people are doing, what other people sent you, what happened while you were sleeping. Your brain hasn't even fully woken up yet, and you're already processing everyone else's world before you've even thought about your own. Just give yourself 20 minutes in the morning where the phone stays down. You don't need an hour or some crazy monk mode morning, just 20 minutes. Get up, drink some water, and let your brain just turn on. That's it. This is one of those things that will feel pointless and stupid until you do it for a week. And then picking up your phone first thing in the morning will start to actually feel wrong. The third thing is probably the most important, and it's the hardest. Start noticing what you're running from when you pick it up. Because most of the time, when you grab your phone without deciding to, there's something underneath that. Boredom is the easy answer, but boredom is usually just discomfort in disguise. You're avoiding something, a thought, a feeling, silence, and the phone is just the fastest exit. I felt this firsthand, and it's just the plain truth. When you're avoiding something, your brain will take any exit it can find. The phone is just the one that's in your pocket. When you catch yourself doing it, just ask, what were you feeling 2 seconds before you picked it up? You don't actually have to do anything with the answer. Just knowing it starts to change the reflex. Here's what I actually believe about all this. The phone and the apps are just tools, but they were designed at an industrial scale specifically to compete for your attention, and they are very good at winning. Our self-control is simply not built for that kind of competition. It never had to be before, so you can beat yourself up about it, or you can just accept that the game is tilted and start playing smarter. Small things, grayscale, 20 minutes in the morning, noticing the reflex. None of it is a massive dramatic transformation. It's just making the exit a little less automatic. Because here's what I keep coming back to. The stuff you actually want, building something, getting better at something, feeling like your time means something at the end of the day, none of that lives in the scroll. It never did. The scroll gives you a cheap substitute for feeling alive. And the longer you use a substitute, the more you forget what the real thing feels like. You already know what the real thing feels like. You've had moments where you locked into something and time disappeared, and you looked up and you felt like you actually accomplished something. That's what's on the other side of putting the phone down. That's what gives you more of that genuine feeling instead of chasing productive mornings or some optimized life. And that's worth something. Hello, gentlemen. I am Instacam, and I am here to tell you that we have made another $1 billion today. I said another $1 billion today. Oh, you don't care? Well, there's something else. People are waking up, okay? People think they can stop using our app. Gentlemen, people are more addicted to their phones nowadays than they are eating food. We have successfully created a platform to make us billions and billions of dollars, and people don't even know they're addicted. But this one guy, here, check out this video. This nincompoop is trying to go against us. And how are we going to take him down? Well, leave that to me. Finally home. I really hope that video I made about social media does well. That one I put a lot of effort into. Well, yeah, I guess we'll see.